Welcome to VRD Nation. As a lot of you know that we use this channel to explain complex stock market concepts in a very easy to understand way so that anyone with any kind of background, financial or otherwise, can easily understand stock market investing and trading and hopefully make some money. Now we have spent a lot of time explaining stock market concepts, but what we have not done so far is talk about the real life aspects of being a trader. And as part of our effort to educate people who want to become full-time traders, we have made one video earlier where I have explained the lifestyle of a trader, the struggles of being a trader, the pros and cons of becoming a trader, and of course, the benefits of being a trader. So if you have not watched that video, I will definitely recommend you to do that because that will give you a full 360-degree perspective of what the life of a trader is. Now, after watching that video, if you still believe that trading is your destiny, that is something that you want to do for the rest of your life, you want to leave your corporate job, you want to become a full-time trader, then you have to watch this video very, very carefully. Because in this video, I'm going to outline a 10-step plan, a plan that will help you transition from your current job into a full-time trading career in a least risky way, in a smooth way, and following which the probability of your success will become very high. So watch this video very, very carefully. So let's get down to it and let's answer this question that how can we become a full-time trader? Now, anytime somebody asks me how can I become a full-time trader, I see the seriousness behind that question. And a lot of time I sense that people don't really understand the gravity of situation that they are getting into. The seriousness of the decision they are about to take, which is not only going to impact the rest of their own life, but the lives of the rest of their family as well. So in order to make sure that you understand how serious this decision is, how big of an impact it can have on your life and on your career, I'm going to start with a story. So once upon a time in a kingdom lived two men. They were leading normal lives, not lavish lives, but stable life. But both of these men were unhappy. They wanted more from their life. They wanted freedom from the day-to-day slavery. They wanted to make more money. They wanted to give their families every luxury that they could get. Now, they had heard about a far-off land called the land of the free. In this land, there was no king, there was no slavery, there was no limit of how rich you can become and how much you can provide for your family. In this land of the free, you are the king. So both of these men always dreamt of fleeing to this land and living a free life. But there was one problem. The land of the free was guarded by a wall, protected by soldiers around the clock. Anyone who ever tried to break in had to deal with harsh blow and setbacks. Most of the people who tried to enter into the land of the free, they failed over 95% of the time. But both of these men were determined to get into the land of the free, and they were not dissuaded by these sad stories. So the first man thought, I will just go for it. I've been thinking about this long enough. If I keep thinking, nothing would really happen. I have to take a leap of faith and just do it. So one day, he took out his boat and he and his family sailed to the land of the free. After reaching there, he found exactly what he thought. A giant wall protected by soldiers whose job was to keep the people out of the land. But this man said, you know what, I don't care about this, I will figure out something. So every day he would wake up, go around the wall and look for ways to break into. Some days it seemed like he had found a way, but then the soldiers would attack him and he had to retreat. So this went on and on and on and on. Every day the man went out with optimism but came back with disappointment. And after several weeks, after several months, his frustration started to build up. He did not know what else to do. And all this while, his family had been watching him suffer, and all their savings and food supplies slowly were diminishing. And at one point of time, they knew that this could not continue any longer. This was a futile exercise. This was not going to happen. And they were forced to sail back to the kingdom from where they came. Now let's see what the other man did. He knew that the wall around the land of the free was not easy to break into, and once you reach there, you only have a finite amount of time before the supplies run out. So he kept working for 2 years preparing for the war he was about to undertake. For 2 years He slaved away in the job he did not like because he wanted to be prepared for the battle of his life. Then one day he knew he was ready. He set sail with his family, not in a small boat, but in two giant ships. The first ship carried the food supplies that would last for several months and even years. And the second ship had ammunition, weapons, and a lot of them. And when he reached there, he camped out, got settled down, and then started the relentless attack on the wall. Every day he would wake up and go fighting without the fear that his family was going to be hungry, because he knew that they were all taken care of. So with all the ammunition that he had, with all the weapons that he had, one day he made it across the wall, and once he did that, he was now part of the land of the free. And he knew that he will never have to worry about going back to the life of slavery once and for all. Now, why did I tell that story? So if it is not very obvious by now, let me explain that the land of the free that I was talking about is the life of a full-time trader. Because once you get there, once you become a successful full-time trader, you are your own boss. You don't have to work for anyone. You have the capacity and the capability of making much more money than you would make in any full-time job. So everything is good there, but in order to get there, you have to cross the wall. And the wall is that of ignorance, and the soldiers who are protecting that wall are that of losses and disappointments. So if I ask you, specifically you, the person who is watching this video, who would you rather be, person number 1 or person number 2, you are going to say you are going to be person number 2. But the reality, the dark reality, is that 95% of people who try to become full-time traders, they ended up being person number 1, and they have to go back to their careers from where they originally started. 95%. The stats are so amazingly abysmal, so amazingly depressing, that you have to understand something is going wrong here. People are not understanding something very basic which they need to before getting into this whole endeavor. So if you don't want to be part of this 95% and you want to be the part of the 5% who actually make it into that land of the free, let me explain you the 10-step plan. Step number 1, analyze your motivations. Why do you want to become a full-time trader? When I ask this question to a lot of people, they give me different kinds of answer. And I can broadly categorize people into 3 different categories. The first category is people who want to really become rich and wealthy. I mean, they really want to have that lifestyle where they are driving Maseratis and Lamborghinis and BMWs and Audis, right? That's the kind of a lifestyle that they dream of. And stock market basically gives them the idea that this is the place where they can really make it. Second category of people are those who really don't have any choice, right? People who are out of jobs, or people who are under debt. They have some obligations or family obligations that they have to cater. So they believe that stock market is the answer for all their problems, right? And the third category of people are those who are working in their stable jobs, but they want to quit the rat race that is the corporate world, and they want to become independent. They want to have a career which is much more fulfilling, and they want to have more freedom, right? So these are, broadly speaking, the 3 category of people who want to become full-time traders. Now, I'm not saying that one motivation is superior than the other motivation, or one category of people are superior to the other category of people. That doesn't really matter. I have seen people from all these 3 categories who have become successful full-time traders, and they're enjoying their life. But what is really important, what is that you have to be really honest about, is how deep and how strong is your motivation. Because what will happen is, once you get down to the land of the free, and when you start this battle, you have to go out every day, day after day, week after week, month after month. And if your motivation is not strong enough, if your drive is not strong enough, you don't really have the fire in your belly, you will get disappointed, you will get discouraged, and you will lose this battle just like the person number 1. So be very, very honest with yourself, and you don't really have to answer this to me, or you have to answer this to somebody else. You have to answer to yourself that what is that which is really driving you to become a full-time trader, and is that motivation strong enough? Is it a crush that you have, or is it real love? That's the key difference. If it's a crush, it's not going to last. But if it's real love, then you're going to make it. Step number 2 is to set expectations with your family. Remember that when you're setting sail for the land of the free, your family has to come with you. They cannot stay there. They have to come with you. So anyone who is financially dependent on you will get impacted by the decision that you're going to take. And that is why it's very, very important right from the get-go, the moment you start thinking of becoming a trader, is to share this with your family and tell them that this is something that I'm exploring right now and I'm interested in it. And at some point of time, if this thing works out, I may want to become a full-time trader. So this is just in the very beginning phase so that they are mentally prepared. Okay, this is something that you are exploring. They are open to the idea. Don't scare them. Don't tell them that I'm going to do something drastic. Tell them that this is just a starting point and I will see how things goes on and I will keep you up to date with how things are going. Step number 3 is learn trading the right way. So let me ask you this. If you are going for the battle of your life, fighting on the land of the free to get into the other side, what weapons are you going to carry in your ship? Because you will need a lot of weapons. You need a lot of weapons. You need guns, you need ammunitions, you need machine guns, you need bazookas, and if you can make it, get a tank if you can, because you will need everything that you can to win this battle. So what are those weapons in trading? What are those weapons, those guns, those bazookas, those machine guns, those tanks that you're going to deploy in trading? So knowledge is your weapon. So the knowledge of stock market is your weapon. The knowledge of how to select the best stocks for trading is your weapon. The knowledge of option strategies is your weapon. The knowledge of position sizing is your weapon. The knowledge of how to cut your losses and get out of a bad trade is your weapon. The knowledge of strategies that can consistently make you money, that's your weapon. You need all these weapons, and above all, you need the knowledge of winning over your own mind, the greed and the fear, mastering your own emotions. When you have all these weapons, all of them together, that is the arsenal with which you are ready to get and fight and break that wall of ignorance that is blocking you to get from this side to that side. So how do you acquire all these weapons? How do you acquire all that knowledge? Now for that I have made a separate video about how do you learn, how long does it take to learn stock market and all. But briefly speaking, read books, start with books, right? Gain that knowledge, and once you learn from the basic books, then you graduate and then start interacting with other people. So join different forums like Trading Q&A, for example, and learn from other people who are also on the same boat, who are looking for making a full-time career. And then attend courses, learn from whichever way you can. And the idea is to acquire all those weapons that I talked about, because that is what you will need to break that wall of ignorance. Step number 4 is to get ready financially. So the number one thing that you need to have is a good trading capital of at least 10 to 20 lakhs. Now in my case, since I was in US for quite some time and before that I was in Japan for a couple of years, I had enough money, so money was not really a problem. But for a lot of you who are in India or who have been in the job market only for, let's say, a few years, you probably will not have that kind of capital right now. So you need to save at the very least 10 to 20 lakh rupees, so that when you are making money off of it, the returns are meaningful and you can carry on with your regular expenses. So what is happening right now is that you are preparing yourself for the time when you will not be having your full-time salary. So the salary that you're getting from your employer will be gone. So number 1, you build a trading capital. Number 2, cut down on unnecessary expenses. Do you really need a phone worth 50,000 rupees or 1 lakh rupees? Do you really need to go on expensive vacation? Do you really need to buy that jewelry, right? You are getting ready for the battle of your life. Do you really want to do all these things right now? This is the time? No, right? So prioritize accordingly. This is not the time. Everybody in your family has to make a sacrifice for a better future, and this is the time you do it. So cut down on all the unnecessary expenditure, save as much as possible, settle all your big loans. So all the credit card debt that you have, all the expensive loans that you have, and hopefully settle your loans like your housing loans or your other EMIs, so that when you actually become a full-time trader and you are in that field, you are making that fight, you don't really have the pressure of paying your EMIs and all these expensive loans and getting dragged down because of all this. So the way I did it was that I planned for 2 years of my expenses. So when I was in US and I was planning for my transition, I made sure that I have enough money and I have enough plans so that for 2 years, if I make even zero income, absolute zero money from stock market, I will still be covered in terms of my obligations and my monthly expenses. So that is the kind of preparation that you need to do in this step. Now, step number 5 and step number 6, they may sound a little bit unusual, but trust me, it will all make sense. Step number 5 is to create a secondary source of income. Now, some of you might be thinking that isn't trading the actual secondary source of income that I'm thinking about? Well, trading is actually going to become your primary source of income. So what I'm talking about right now is a secondary source of income so that it will complement the earning that you're going to have from trading. So there are a lot of freelancing websites nowadays. You have Freelancer, you have Fiverr, right? So any kind of a skill that you have where you can do a consulting kind of a work or freelancing kind of a work at your own time, at your own bandwidth, and things like website building, testing, QA, mobile app development, right? So there are tons, and even voiceovers, right? So people nowadays, they are exploring all these different venues for creating a secondary source of income. Now, it may take time, it doesn't really happen overnight, but trust me, if you can build a secondary source of income, and even if it generates, let's say 20,000 rupees or 30,000 rupees per month, trust me, it will boost and it will give you a lot of confidence later on when you are trading. It will relieve the pressure on your trading if you are making money from this secondary source of income. And the beauty of trading is that doesn't really require all day for you to trade, right? So the market is open for 6 hours. So from, let's say, morning 9 o'clock up until 3 o'clock, what are you going to do from, let's say, 4 o'clock till night, right? So you have all this time, and you can use this time if you have a skill that you can sell through all these freelancing websites, and it can generate some extra source of income that will definitely help you out in relieving that mental pressure which happens when you transition into a full-time trading career. Now, the step number 6 is very similar but a little different. Step number 6 is to generate passive income. Now, how is this different than the secondary income? Well, passive income requires your zero effort, absolute zero effort. So in my case, what I did was I had rental properties. I bought rental properties which give me monthly rent. And I invested in dividend yielding stocks. So I cannot tell you how much of a mental comfort I get, and I used to get. Nowadays it's just gravy for me, but at that time it was really a lot of comfort that every month when I used to get that rent from my tenants and the dividend SMS I used to get from, let's say, Tata Steel or HDFC or Infosys or Britannia, right? It gives you a lot of comfort that, okay, I'm getting some money, right? So this money along with your saving will keep you afloat without dipping into your core saving that you have built over so many different years. So passive income, you don't have to do anything. Passive income, it just comes. That's the beauty of passive income. So if you can, I know a lot of you cannot, but if you can, then build a passive income that will keep complementing you, and it will take you through those tough times of transitioning from your job into a full-time trading career. So step number 1 all the way to step number 6 will take you at least 1 to 2 years. There are no shortcuts. Most likely it's going to take you 2 years. But think about this, right? Trading is something which you can do for the rest of your life. I mean, most of you are in your 30s or 40s or maybe even 20s. So if you learn the art of trading and if you can switch to trading, you can do trading even when you are in your 80s. And I have met people who are traders even when they are in 80s, because they do not because of they need to do, they really enjoy doing it, so they do it. So if you have to play the long game, what is 2 years? Nothing, right? 2 years is what? Nothing. If you can make money, if you can live this lifestyle, 2 years are nothing. So don't play the short game. Look at the big picture, play the long game, right? So step number 1 all the way to step number 6 may take you, let's say, 2 years. So the step number 7 is to actually make the transition. So this is the time where you sit down and discuss with all the parties involved. And the first stakeholders that you have to talk to is, of course, going to be your family. So when you meet with your family, you need to have a statement from your broker. This is exactly what I did. I had a statement from my broker. I showed that to my family and said, look, I have been trading for a long time, and if I can make this money trading part-time, imagine how much I can do doing this full-time. So you need to prove to your family, not by your own saying, but your actual acts, that you can do this. That will give them the real confidence that yes, maybe you are ready to take the leap. But if you're asking them to just trust you, you're asking too much, right? So talk to your family, show them what you have done so far, and build the confidence that yes, trust me, I have planned this thing out and you guys know this from quite some time, so you should not be surprised, and this is the time to pull the trigger. The second talk that you need to have is with your own company where you're working. Now, what happens is, people get very excited about this time and they just want to get down and do this. And some people, they had some, maybe bad relations with their boss or manager. So what happens is people do a lot of mic drops, right? I'm just quitting, and all the things that they had built up, all the pent up things that they had, they will say all the wrong things to their manager, and they will write a nasty letter, email to their boss, right? Don't do that. Absolutely don't do that. However much you dislike your current manager or however much you dislike your company, trust me, you need all the goodwill that you can get at this point of time in your life. Don't make enemies. Don't burn bridges. Don't write nasty emails. Be nice. Talk to them as humans. Explain them what you're doing. Build sympathy so that at least they can sympathize with you rather than looking at you like okay, this guy is just leaving and just going on and moving with your own life, right? So do this in a professional way and don't burn any bridges. Step number 8 is get into the game. Now that this is something which you have been thinking for past 2 years, this is the time to do it. So you now have to focus on one thing and one thing only. A lot of people think that their focus should be on making money. I will say that your focus should be on being consistent. Remember this equation: hard work is greater than talent and consistency is greater than hard work. So your goal in the beginning of the let's say the next 6 months or so should not be to make a ton of money or make 2 lakh rupees or 3 lakh rupees per month. Your goal should be to be consistent. How can you be consistent? Because consistency will give you confidence, and not only it will give confidence to you, it will give confidence to your family and other stakeholders who are involved with you. So focus on being consistent. Even if the return that you're making is, let's say 5% per month or 10% per month, it's okay. Focus on being consistent, and consistently making that returns per month will give you the right boost that you need in the initial very critical phase of your life. And this is the time where you give everything that you have got. Work harder than any time that you have worked in your entire life, right? Use your passion, use your motivation, use your energy, use everything that you have, all the knowledge that you have accumulated so far, and make a daily schedule and stick to it and be consistent and do this every day. Every day you go and you execute the plan, because plan has already been ready. Strategies are already ready. You know how to make money by now. Just do it, stick to the plan and be consistent, and do this every day, every day. Do it with passion, do it with motivation, and trust me, this is going to work out. Now, step number 9 is what I call as the backup plan. This is like a plan B. Now, in spite of everything that we have done so far, there are chances that things may not pan out the way you wanted it to be, and there are different reasons why some people fail. So in that scenario, you need to make sure that if you do this for a couple of years, for example, and things don't pan out and you have to go back to your previous industry or previous job, you are still connected with the industry and you don't feel like you have to start again from fresh. So what you have to keep doing, and this is something which you have to do every week, maybe once a week or maybe a couple of times a week, is that stay connected with your friends, right? Stay on LinkedIn, stay connected with your friends, just keep checking with them, update them on what you're doing, meet them every once in a while. In fact, even your managers, for example, stay in touch with them, tell them what you're doing. And the idea is to, keep that bridge open, keep that door open, because see, in a best case scenario, you will never have to use it. But in the worst case scenario, at least you have an option to survive and go back and hopefully, earn the same kind of salary that you were earning earlier. In my case, I did not do it. I will be very frank with you, I did not do it. Maybe because I have been trading for several years, so I kind of knew that this is what I will do. But I don't recommend that for you. A lot of you, because you are relatively new, and I mean the experience that I had over 14 years of experience getting into this. So I was kind of confident that I will never have to go back to US, for example, or never have to go back to previous jobs. But I will say that if you want to do this right, do it. At the very least, you will be connected with your friends. That's it, right? At the very least, you will be connected with your previous colleagues and friends, and that's, I think, something, right? So stay socially connected, and in case you ever have to go back, at least they will help you out in transitioning back, and that's always good to have that kind of a support. Step number 10 is to believe in yourself. What will happen is, in the initial phase of this full-time trading, you will be tested by the market a lot. And don't take it personally, because market tests everyone. You will see many failures which you did not see earlier. And a lot of people get disheartened. Their confidence shakes, and they don't feel like they should be doing this. They get a cold feet. And when that starts to happen, remind yourself what you have done, all the weapons that you have collected over the period of time. Remind yourself that you have done it and you can do it again. So don't lose faith in yourself, and trust me, success is just around the corner. Success comes to those who persevere, who don't give up, who keep fighting. So this is the 10-step plan that I want you to follow if you want to become a full-time trader. I want you to remember very, very carefully that 95% of the time people fail. 95% of people who come in the market, they fail. They act like the person number one that we saw in our story. And only 5% of people will eventually make it to the other side. It's your choice. It's your choice. You can take shortcuts. You can be impulsive. You can just follow your heart and don't pay attention to your mind. And you can end up being the 95% who eventually lose, and then they blame the market and they blame everybody else, and they live the life of misery because they could not accomplish what they really wanted to accomplish. Or you follow the plan, do it the right way, spend time, give your good 2 years to make it happen, do it the right way, become that 5%, enjoy the rest of your life doing what you love, making enough money, fulfilling all the dreams that you have for yourself and for the rest of your family. It's your choice. It's absolutely your choice. So for me, eventually everything worked out, but never for a second I doubted the challenge that I had to overcome in order to become a full-time trader. And I really hope that what I have shared with you, you are going to use this information, you're going to use this knowledge, you're going to use this plan to make that transition. And I really wish you all the best in making this transition successful. And I want to hear more success stories. I want to change these stats. Why 95% of traders are failing? Why is this number not lower? Let's make that happen, right? Let's use knowledge. Let's use the weapons that we have, and let's make this happen. And let's be free. Let's be independent. Let's make some money.